So the story kicks off with this old dude Marcus, basically giving us the lore dump. He's spinning this whole yarn about Pandora, a planet that's a total chaotic mess but also loaded with opportunity. It's the kind of place where you either get rich or get got, no in between. He hypes up these legends called Vault Hunters, who are basically intergalactic treasure seekers with main character energy. They're chasing after secret alien vaults that supposedly hold everything you could ever want: fame, power, maybe even a decent Wi-Fi connection. The whole setup is very high risk, high reward. Then he pivots to the main event, our story. It's about a fresh squad of Vault Hunters who are just starting their journey. He says they're bold and hungry, and low-key reminds him of us. It's like he's breaking the fourth wall, trying to get us invested in these new characters. These newbies are answering a call from Lilith, a literal hero and a siren who's basically the queen of Pandora. She's putting together a crew to find a map that leads to vaults all over the galaxy. The stakes are immediately high because, space treasure. But of course, it's not that easy. There's a new threat in town, some dark forces that are giving off major bad vibes. He calls them something the galaxy has never seen before, which is the classic way to say things are about to get really, really messy for everyone involved. We finally get into the action, and Marcus is right there, running his mouth as usual. He calls our character the new Vault Hunter and says we picked a wild time to join the Crimson Raiders. It's the classic, welcome to the party, the house is on fire kind of greeting. Lilith, the commander herself, shows up and gives us the rundown. The bandits we just fought are part of a cult obsessed with finding the vault map. She's got that determined leader energy, making it clear that we're going to beat them to it. No pressure or anything. And then we meet him, Claptrap. This chaotic little steward bot introduces himself with the most extra titles imaginable, calling himself the General of the Crimson Raiders. His energy is off the charts, and you immediately know he's going to be a handful. He asks for our name, and we meet Amara. Claptrap immediately starts dissing the villains, the children of the vault. He calls them an unhinged cult with creepy leaders, which is a pretty accurate description. He then gives us an Echo 3 device, admitting the Echo 2 had a minor issue with spontaneously combusting. Classic tech upgrade, The first mission is officially on. Take over a Children of the Vault propaganda center. Claptrap, in his infinite wisdom, declares it's time to show these culty weirdos who's boss. His plan is to lead us to glory, and honestly, his confidence is both inspiring and terrifying. We immediately hit a locked gate, and Claptrap has a full-blown meltdown, thinking the mission is ruined. After a moment of dramatic self-reflection, he decides the best course of action is to order us, the recruit, to open it. Peak management skills right there, no notes. Claptrap reveals his foolproof plan, which involves a secret weapons cache he hid nearby. He tells us to stay quiet and follow his every move, then proceeds to be the loudest, most conspicuous robot in the entire universe. His idea of stealth is just screaming, "I'm so quiet," internally. After his stealth attempt goes horribly wrong, he just rolls with it, saying it's weird if things aren't exploding on Pandora anyway. He gives us our first gun and explains that some of them now have alternate shooting modes, adding a bit more chaos to the mix. It's a whole vibe. Claptrap's next brilliant idea is to walk right up to the cultist stronghold and announce his presence. He plans to become their king and then have us ambush them. He introduces himself to the main influencer, Shiv, as the slayer of the destroyer. It goes about as well as you'd expect. Shockingly, the cultists pretend to surrender to King Claptrap. He completely falls for it, thinking his genius plan worked perfectly. As they open the doors for their new king, it's so obvious that this is a trap, and our little robot friend is walking right into it. The trap is sprung, and Claptrap gets snagged by a giant magnet. Shiv, the cult leader, comes out and mocks him, declaring he's going to be his new chamber pot. Lilith chimes in over the comms, telling us that even though Claptrap is, well, Claptrap, we still have to save him. Claptrap, ever the drama queen, challenges Shiv to a trial by combat, with us as his champion, since he's stuck to a magnet. Shiv accepts, calling us a heretic and threatening to sharpen his blade on our spine. The first real boss fight is officially on, and the trash talk is immaculate. After we absolutely wreck Shiv, Lilith pops in over the comms, super impressed. She tells us and Claptrap to secure the area while she heads over. Claptrap, of course, tries to take all the credit, claiming he single-handedly defeated the cult. He's nothing if not consistent. Lilith finally arrives and meets Amara in person. She notices the tattoos and realizes Amara is a fellow Siren, which is a huge deal. She officially welcomes us to the Crimson Raiders, giving off major cool older sister vibes. It feels like we're finally part of the team. Just as we're getting settled, more cultists show up. Lilith decides it's the perfect time to see what we're made of. But then, things get real. She transforms into the legendary Firehawk, a being of pure fire and destruction, and absolutely incinerates the entire enemy squad. It's iconic. With the immediate threat handled, Lilith starts giving us the full story. A while back, they found a map to vaults all over the galaxy, but it made them a huge target. They were attacked, the map was lost, and she's been trying to find it ever since. The plot thickens. She explains that all the bandit clans on Pandora, who used to just fight each other for fun, are now united under one banner, the Children of the Vault. They're led by the Calypso twins, who their followers worship like actual gods. This cult is getting majorly problematic. Inside a locked area, Lilith finds an audio log from Shiv. He mentions that his clan, the Sun Smashers, found the sacred vault map and are planning to offer it to the twin gods. Lilith realizes they have to get to the Sun Smashers before the Calypsos do. The race is on. We set up a makeshift base, and it's pretty grim. Marcus is there complaining about his broken vending machine. To fix it, he sends us on a fetch quest for a spine, either from an electric skag or, if we're feeling extra spicy, a human bandit. Pandora's whole aesthetic is just unhinged. While we're on this weird quest, Lilith asks Amara why she became a vault hunter. Amara's backstory is pure main character energy. She's beaten down gangsters and tyrants and is looking for the ultimate challenge. Opening a vault seems like the final boss of fighting, so she's all in. We stumble upon a dude strung up and begging for help. It turns out to be Vaughn, a former Hyperion employee turned bandit war chief. He explains that his clan, the Sun Smashers, found the alien map, tied him up, and decided to take it to the Calypso twins. Major betrayal vibes. Vaughn, now free but unarmed, decides to lead us back to the Crimson Raider base. He's totally impressed that we took over the propaganda center all by ourselves. He tries to act tough, but it's clear he's just a goofy guy who's gotten in way over his head with this whole bandit life. Back at the base, Vaughn has a super awkward reunion with Lilith. He tries to play it cool, but she's not having it. He spills the beans that his clan is taking the map to the Holy Broadcast Center, where the Calypsos host their murder sermons. The cringe is real, but the intel is good. To get to the broadcast center, we need a car. Lilith sends us to meet Ellie, who runs the catch-a-ride service. Meanwhile, Marcus reveals that the human spine won't actually work to fix his machine. He just wanted payback on the bandits. The man is dedicated to the grind. You gotta respect it. Ellie, a certified girl boss, tells us the cultists stole all her vehicles. She tasks us with stealing one back, promising to set us up with our own catch-a-ride account afterward. Her energy is amazing, and it's clear she doesn't take nonsense from anyone. A true icon. With our new ride, Lilith sends us off to the Holy Broadcast Center. Vaughn gives us some intel over the comms. Tyreen Calypso is the star of the show, while her brother Troy runs the propaganda. He hates them with a burning passion, which is a pretty relatable sentiment at this point. As we arrive at the broadcast center, we're greeted by a pre-recorded message from the Calypsos. They're about to start a live stream with a special guest and are asking for offerings. The whole thing is set up like a twisted influencer event, blending murder with monetization. Tyreen Calypso takes the stage, addressing her bandit orphans. She's got the smug, charismatic streamer persona down perfectly. She announces that new converts, the Sun Smashers, have brought them the sacred vault map, and she's about to welcome them into the family. This can't be good. We finally fight our way to the main stage, only to find Tyreen waiting for us. She mocks us, revealing that she already welcomed the Sun Smashers into the family by absorbing their life force and turning them into husks. She's a siren who literally feeds on others. The villain reveal is chilling. Tyreen tells us the map is busted anyway and lets us take it, saying she'll come back for it later. She calls us her most loyal follower. We just don't know it yet. The level of gaslighting is off the charts. She's playing 4D chess while we're just trying to survive. Just as we grab the map, we find a jar with a head in it. Vaughn recognizes it as his deputy, Vic. He explains that the COV are torturing her in VR and that we need to go in and save her. The mission just took a wild digital turn into a virtual rescue op. We bring the map back to Lilith and she's relieved. But then Vaughn realizes his clan was murdered by Tyreen. He's devastated but quickly turns his grief into rage, declaring a blood feud against the Calypsos. The man is on a mission and it's personal now. Lilith tries to use her siren powers to charge the map, but something is wrong. It's not working. She realizes they need help from the only person on Pandora who understands this ancient Eridian tech, Patricia Tannis. It's time to go see the resident weirdo scientist. We meet Tannis at her dig site, and she is exactly as eccentric as advertised. She takes the map and immediately starts hypothesizing that Tyreen Calypso is a siren who feeds on the life force of others. Her social skills are zero, but her brain is working overtime. Suddenly, Tyreen shows up with her brother Troy, demanding the map. They attack the dig site and Lilith has to rush in to help. It's a full-on showdown between the Crimson Raiders and the Calypso cult, all centered around this one eccentric scientist and an ancient alien artifact. After we fight off the attack, Tannis gets the map working, but it's damaged. She can only make out one location, the planet Promethea. Lilith knows the name. It's where the very first vault was found. The next leg of our journey is set. We're going off-world. Ellie has a ship, the Sanctuary, almost ready for takeoff. As we prepare to leave, Tyreen ambushes Lilith. In a shocking twist, Tyreen uses her power to leech Lilith's siren abilities, leaving her powerless. The power dynamic has completely shifted, and our hero is now vulnerable. With Lilith's powers stolen, Troy holds her down while Tyreen starts a live stream. She mocks Lilith, now a heretic, and demonstrates her new Firehawk abilities to her followers. She announces their next stop is Promethea, then leaves Lilith broken and defeated. It's a massive L for the good guys. The Crimson Raiders scramble to get Lilith onto the ship as the COV launch a final attack to stop them from leaving Pandora. It's a chaotic escape, with everyone fighting to get to the safety of the Sanctuary. The stakes have never been higher, and morale has never been lower. Aboard the Sanctuary, the crew is reeling. Tannis explains that Lilith's tattoos are gone because she's no longer a siren. Despite her loss, Lilith is determined to get to Promethea first. She renames the ship Sanctuary 3 and sets a course for the city planet. The fight is far from over. The journey doesn't go smoothly. Claptrap, in an attempt to be helpful, messes with the ship's systems, causing a hull breach and disabling the ship. Ellie's quick thinking and Claptrap's butt saves them, but they're dead in the water until they can get a new entropy accelerator. The only person with a spare part is Crazy Earl, a grumpy recluse who demands iridium for it. This leads to a mini-quest around the ship to gather resources, which involves Moxie and her slot machines. The ship is a chaotic, dysfunctional family, and we're just along for the ride. With the ship finally repaired, they make the jump to Promethea. But before they can celebrate, Calypso broadcasts a propaganda video across the galaxy, showing off Tyreen's stolen powers and mocking Lilith. The psychological warfare from the influencer villains is relentless, and honestly, pretty effective. They arrive at Promethea, but it's not the shining metropolis they expected. The planet is under siege by the Malawan Corporation's fleet. Just as they're trying to figure out what's happening, they pick up a distress call from Atlas, the corporation that runs the planet. Things are complicated. Lilith decides to send us down to the surface to help Atlas, hoping to gain an ally. Ellie rigs up a drop pod, and we make a less than graceful landing in the city outskirts. The goal is to find who made the distress call and figure out why Malawan is invading. No sooner do we land than Tyreen pops up, mocking us for being late to the party. She reveals that the children of the vault are already here, using her stolen Firehawk powers to cause chaos. The Calypsos are always one step ahead, and it's getting super frustrating. We meet Lorelei, an Atlas soldier who is holding the line against the invasion. She's surprised to see us, and even more surprised to hear about the Calypsos. She explains that Atlas is at war with Malawan and that their CEO, Riss, would know about any vaults on the planet. We find an echo log that confirms the worst. The bandits are working with Malawan. Tyreen made a deal, giving Malawan an army of cultists in exchange for their support. It's a corporate cultist alliance from hell, and Atlas is caught in the middle. The situation is a total mess. We fight our way to an Atlas base and finally get in touch with Riss Strongfork, the CEO. He's got a ridiculous siege mustache and is initially skeptical of our one-person army, but Lorelei vouches for us and Riss agrees to help if we meet up with his top agent. We meet Riss's agent, and it's none other than Zero, the mysterious assassin from the original crew. He speaks in haikus and is on a mission to take down Malawan's strategic AI, the Gigamind. It's a reunion of sorts, and his silent, deadly vibe is a great contrast to the chaos. The head of Malawan, Katagawa Jr., shows up via hologram to taunt us. He's a smarmy corporate douche who tries to recruit Zero. He warns us to stay out of his way, but at this point, that's just an invitation to mess with him even more. The rivalry is officially on. We fight our way to the Gigamind, which turns out not to be an AI, but a brain in a jar. After a wild battle, we defeat it and extract its data chip. Katagawa is furious and Riss is thrilled. We now have valuable intel on Malawan's plans. We use the data chip as leverage to get Riss to promise he'll help us find and open the vault. He reluctantly agrees, and the data reveals that Malawan has been searching for fragments of the vault key themselves. One lead points to a planet called Athenas. Next stop, a monastery planet. On the way to Athenas, we contact an old friend of Lilith's, Maya. She confirms that Malawan is attacking the monastery on Athenas, also searching for a vault key fragment. She's a Siren and a total badass, holding her own but glad for the backup. The team is growing. We land on Athenas and meet up with Maya. The planet is beautiful but overrun with Malawan troops led by Captain Trant. Maya explains the key fragment is sealed in an Eridian anchor hold and she needs to protect it. She's also got an apprentice who she's trying to keep out of trouble. Maya's apprentice, Ava, is a chaotic teenager who is supposed to be guarding the library but is clearly off causing trouble instead. Maya sends us to the cemetery to gather iridium to help her open the anchor hold, knowing Ava will probably be there looting corpses. She's a handful. We find Ava, and she's a total fangirl, geeking out that we're a real vault hunter. She's desperate for adventure and hates being stuck with boring guard duty. She helps us loot the tombs for iridium while complaining about Maya, giving off classic rebellious teen energy. After we defeat Captain Trant, Maya uses the iridium and a special technique from an ancient Siren book to boost her powers. The effect is insane, and she feels like she could phase lock an entire planet. With her new power, she's ready to open the anchor hold and secure the key fragment. Inside, Maya explains the real reason she took Ava in. She knows Ava is going to be a Siren one day and wants to train her. It's a touching moment of mentorship before she decides to join us on Sanctuary, bringing Ava with her. The found family is getting bigger. Back on Sanctuary, we get an urgent call from Reese. Katagawa has an asteroid-mounted laser aimed at Atlas HQ and is threatening to blow it up unless Reese surrenders. The laser is also powered by a vault key fragment. It's a classic two birds, one stone kind of mission. Reese's initial plan to use a cloaked ship to sneak onto the laser platform fails spectacularly when Katagawa blows it up. The new plan is to steal a Maliwan shuttle and hack our way on board. Reese is panicking, but his chaotic energy is kind of endearing. It's time for a space heist. We successfully sneak onto the orbital platform, but Katagawa is waiting for us. He taunts Reese, activating death spheres and trying to kill us. He then fires the laser, destroying Reese's favorite bagel place, which is apparently the last straw. This corporate beef is deeply personal. To help us navigate the station, Reese remotely controls a pleasure sphere, which is much less intimidating than a death sphere. He renames himself Reese Ball and tries to help us hack the system, but his little sphere is mostly useless for combat. The comedy is top tier. We finally reach the laser control room. As payback, Reese Ball hacks the laser and uses it to blow up Katagawa's personal pleasure yacht, the Zanara. Katagawa is absolutely livid. It's a moment of pure, petty corporate vengeance, and it is glorious to witness. With his yacht destroyed, Katagawa shows up in a giant mech suit for a final showdown. It's an epic battle, but we manage to take him down. We secure the second key fragment, and Reese is finally free of his corporate stalker. Atlas is safe, for now. With 2 fragments secured, Reese reveals a secret. He's had the third and final key fragment the whole time, hidden in Atlas HQ. He was hoping to study it, but with the city under constant attack, he agrees to hand it over. The Promethea vault key is almost complete. We head to Atlas HQ to collect the final fragment, but Katagawa launches a surprise all-out assault on the city. To make matters worse, Zero is missing, and it looks like he might be a traitor. Reese is in denial, but the evidence is piling up. The drama is intense. We fight off the massive Maliwan invasion, culminating in using the orbital laser to destroy their command ship. Just as we think we've won, the real Zero shows up to reveal the one in Reese's office is a fake. Katagawa had created a clone to assassinate Reese. We face off against the Katagawa-controlled Zero clone in a tense battle inside Reese's office. After we defeat the clone, the real Zero reappears, confirming his loyalty. With the threat finally over, Reese gives us the final key fragment. It's time to open the Promethea vault. With the full key assembled, Maya and our vault hunter head to the vault's location under the Apollon transit station. Lilith stays behind, a difficult choice for her. Ava, desperate to prove herself, wants to go, but Maya tells her to stay on the ship. The tension is palpable. On the way to the station, Tyreen hijacks the broadcast, sending hordes of bandits to stop us. It's a chaotic car chase sequence, with Maya blasting enemies from the turret while we drive. The Calypsos are pulling out all the stops to prevent us from reaching the vault. We fight our way through the station, taking down Eridian guardians protecting the vault entrance. Maya is excited, seeing a vault for the first time in years. She uses the key to open the massive door, and we prepare to face whatever monster the Eridians locked away inside. The vault monster, the Rampager, is a massive, terrifying beast. We engage in an epic boss battle with Maya fighting by our side. It's a tough fight, but together we manage to take down the creature, finally clearing the way to the prize inside the vault. Just as we're celebrating our victory, Ava shows up, having disobeyed Maya's orders. While Maya is lecturing her, the Calypso twins appear. Troy holds Ava hostage, forcing Maya to stand down. It's a tense standoff, and something terrible feels like it's about to happen. Tyreen decides to absorb the power of the defeated vault monster. But then, in a horrifying turn, Troy grabs Maya and discovers he can leech a Siren's power too. He drains her completely, killing her and gaining her powers. It's a shocking and devastating loss for the Crimson Raiders. The crew is heartbroken over Maya's death. Ava lashes out at Lilith, blaming her for pushing to open the vaults. The grief is raw and threatens to tear the team apart. Tannis tries to mediate, but the loss has created a deep rift. The vibe on Sanctuary is officially grim. Despite the tragedy, the mission must continue. The next vault is on the swamp planet of Eden 6. They contact an old ally, Sir Hammerlock, but his partner Wainwright Jacobs answers instead. Hammerlock has been kidnapped by the Calypsos, who are now trying to take over the Jacobs Corporation. We land on Eden 6, a lush but dangerous swamp planet. We fight our way to the Jacobs estate, where Wainwright and his people are holding out against a Kavi siege. He's grateful for the help but is focused on one thing: rescuing his partner, Hammerlock. Wainwright explains that he'll give us the vault key if we rescue Hammerlock from a prison called the Anvil. He's already sent a team of mercenaries, but he's lost contact with them. It's up to us to get in there and save the day. The mission is a full-on prison break. Inside the Anvil, we meet up with the mercenary team, Brick, Mordecai, and Tina. The old vault hunters are back, and their chaotic energy is a welcome sight. Tina has a plan to blow open the maximum security wing, but she needs us to gather ingredients for her bomb-ass pizza. After a ridiculous fetch quest for bomb ingredients, we deliver the pizza to the door and blow it wide open. The original crew provides backup as we fight our way through the prison to find Hammerlock. The banter and chaos are at an all-time high. It's a blast. We find Hammerlock, who reveals the person who sold him out to the Calypsos was his own sister, Aurelia. She's taken over the Jacobs Corporation and is working with the twins. The family drama on this planet is next level. No wonder everything's a mess. Aurelia contacts us directly, offering to pay us to leave the planet. She's a classic ice-cold rich villain. Back at the lodge, Wainwright is furious but hatches a plan. We accept Aurelia's invitation to distract her while he sneaks into the manor to find the vault key's location. We arrive at the manor, but it's a trap. Troy Calypso is there, streaming live. He's giddy with his new Siren powers, feeling more powerful than ever. He unleashes his anointed followers on us, superpowered fanatics who are a real pain to fight. While Wainwright searches his father's hidden study, we have to solve a series of theatrical puzzles on the manor's stage to open a trapdoor. It's a weirdly whimsical break from the constant fighting involving stage props and hidden clues. The Jacobs family had some strange hobbies. Inside the study, we find the clue, an old phonograph record. Wainwright realizes his father left him a literal recorded message. We take the record back to the lodge to play it, but Aurelia is now actively hunting us. The race to find the key is on. To fight back against Aurelia and the Cov, Wainwright decides to start a resistance. He sends us to the town of Reliance to meet up with a gunslinger named Clay. The plan is to liberate the town and arm the locals, turning the tide against the invaders. We meet Clay, a smooth-talking smuggler, and together we lead the charge to free Reliance. It's a classic town liberation mission, fighting through streets, freeing captured locals, and eventually taking back control from the children of the vault. The resistance is born. With Reliance secured, Clay reveals the Cov have kidnapped Dalton, the Jacobs master gunsmith. We have to go to another location, Fort Sunshine, to rescue him. Dalton is key to arming the resistance, so getting him back is a top priority. The fight for Eden 6 is just getting started. We successfully rescue Dalton, who gives us the key to his personal weapons cache as thanks. The Resistance now has its master gunsmith and a fresh supply of high-quality firearms. It's a major victory and a turning point in the fight against Aurelia and her cultist allies. Back at the lodge, Wainwright finally plays the record. His father's drunken, cryptic message reveals the 3 locations of the vault key fragments: the family jewel, his crashed ship, the Grand Reserve, a powder cellar, and a place called Ambermire. The hunt is on. We head into the jungle to find the family jewel. We meet Balix, the ship's former AI navigator, who is now trapped in a stuffed animal. He explains the ship's combat AI, Genmeve, mutinied and took over. We have to fight our way through the crashed ship to get the key fragment. After a hilarious and chaotic journey with Balix, we confront Genevieve on the bridge. It's a messy breakup turned boss fight. We defeat her, secure the first key fragment, and Balix takes over the AI of the sanctuary. Our ship now has a foul-mouthed, sassy navigator. For the second fragment, we meet up with Clay in the Ambermire. He sent his smuggling crew, the Rogues, to find it, but now they're all missing. We discover there's a traitor in the crew who sold them out to Aurelia. We have to track down the traitor and the fragment. We hunt down the traitor, Archimedes, who has been anointed by Troy. After a tough fight, we defeat him and recover the second fragment. With 2 down, only 1 remains. Wainwright has figured out the location of the final piece in the Jacob's powder cellar. It's time for the final push. Clay leads us through a secret entrance to the powder cellar, while Wainwright and Hammerlock create a diversion. The plan is to get the final fragment and confront Aurelia once and for all. The fate of the Jacobs Corporation hangs in the balance. Aurelia ambushes Wainwright and Hammerlock. In the ensuing fight, she shoots them both before we can intervene. We then face off against Aurelia in a final boss battle and defeat her. Hammerlock is heartbroken over his sister, but the Jacobs family is finally free. With all 3 fragments, we head to the Eden 6 vault. Tannis meets us there, revealing that she has a plan to neutralize the vault monster before Tyreen can absorb it. She assembles the key, we open the vault and defeat the monster inside, the Grave Ward. Tannis uses a mysterious Eridian device to neutralize the defeated monster. But just as she succeeds, Tyreen shows up and, furious that her meal has been spoiled, kidnaps Tannis. It's another devastating blow, as the Calypsos now have our top scientist. The Calypsos announce they're going to publicly execute Tannis during a live stream event at the Carnivora, a massive rolling death festival on Pandora. We have to race back to Pandora and infiltrate the festival to save her before it's too late. The rescue missions never end. To get into the exclusive Carnivore Festival, we have to steal a ridiculous golden car and offer it as a sacrifice. It's another classic over-the-top Borderlands mission that ends with us driving a pimped-out ride into the mouth of a giant mobile fortress. The aesthetic is everything. Inside, we discover the Carnivore itself is a giant tank. We chase it down in a vehicle, disabling its fuel lines to stop it. It's a massive, explosive chase sequence across the Pandoran wastelands, culminating in us boarding the beast to save Tannis. We face the festival's final boss, the Agonizer 9000, a massive death machine. After an intense arena battle, we destroy it and rescue Tannis. In the process, Tannis is forced to reveal her secret. She is also a Siren with the power to control technology. With Tannis safe, we prepare for a final assault on the Calypso's main stronghold on Pandora. But as we rally our troops, Troy Calypso uses his immense power to phase snatch the entire moon of Elpis, revealing it's the key to opening the Great Vault. The Calypso's plan is revealed. Pandora itself is the Great Vault, and they're using the moon to open it and release the monster inside, the Destroyer. The scale of their ambition is insane. The fate of the entire planet is at stake. This is the endgame. The Crimson Raiders launch an all-out war on the Calypso stronghold. Tannis uses her powers, amplified by a device from her secret lab, to turn the enemy's turrets against them. It's a massive battle, with our entire crew fighting side by side for the final push. We fight our way to Troy, who is channeling massive amounts of iridium to pull the moon closer. We manage to cut off his supply, but he then starts leeching power directly from Tyreen, weakening her to fuel himself. The parasitic relationship between the twins is their core dynamic. We confront Troy in a final epic showdown. After a grueling battle, we defeat him. As he dies, Maya's siren powers leave him and pass to Ava, as Maya had intended all along. It's a bittersweet moment of justice and legacy. One twin is down. Enraged and weakened, Tyreen absorbs the last of her brother's life force and merges with the awakening Destroyer. The Great Vault opens, and she becomes a monstrous final boss. Before we can fight her, we get a mysterious echo call from the legendary first Vault Hunter, Typhon DeLeon. Typhon DeLeon explains that the only way to stop the Destroyer is to use an ancient Eridian machine on their hidden homeworld, Necrotafeo. We have to make a detour to this legendary planet to find the final piece of the puzzle before confronting Tyreen. We arrive on Necrotafeo, and it's mind-blowing. After fighting through Malawan forces who somehow got here first, we meet Typhon DeLeon in person. He's a short, goofy guy, not the epic hero from the legends, but he's brilliant. He confirms he's the Calypso's father. Typhon explains he raised the twins in isolation on Necrotafeo to protect them, but his stories of adventure made them resent their cage. They eventually escaped, becoming the monsters we know today. He is filled with regret and wants to help us fix his mistake. We retrieve the final vault key needed to activate the Eridian machine. Typhon reveals the pain truth about his children, acknowledging his failures as a father. It's a heavy, emotional moment that recontextualizes the entire story of the villains. Tannis and Typhon work together to activate the planet's sealing machine. Just as they succeed in closing the Great Vault, Tyreen teleports in. Enraged, she attacks Typhon, killing him. It's a tragic end for the first Vault Hunter, murdered by his own daughter. Tyreen, now merged with the Destroyer, is unstoppable. Lilith, having regained her siren powers somehow, holds her off while Tannis creates a portal back to Pandora. Lilith tells us it's our fight now and sends us through for the final confrontation. The fate of the universe rests on our shoulders. We face off against Tyreen the Destroyer in the final boss battle of the game. It's a massive, multi-stage fight against a godlike being. With the help of the Crimson Raiders, we finally manage to defeat her, saving Pandora from destruction. The war is over. Though Tyreen is defeated, the moon Elpis is still on a collision course with Pandora, threatening to shatter it. There seems to be no way to stop it. In a final act of heroism, Lilith flies up into the sky, using her Firehawk powers to stop the moon and save the planet. Lilith succeeds, but the effort seems to have cost her her life. She disappears, leaving behind the Firehawk symbol burned onto the moon. She saved everyone, becoming a permanent beacon in the sky. It's a powerful, sacrificial ending for Pandora's greatest hero. The galaxy is safe, but the cost was high.